Hello, this is Mike with TradeWinds RV Center, here to congratulate you on your Jayflight SLX 175 FQ travel trailer. I'm going to walk you around it, show you how to use a few things to get the best out of your camping experience. Let's start by talking about arriving at the campsite. A couple of things to think about when you're parking. On your campsite, you're going to leave plenty of room for that awning. On your off campsite, no slide to worry about, but I want you to think about where your power and water connections are going to be. Power is going to be right in the middle above your tire on your driver's side of your tow vehicle, and water connection for campsites is going to be right behind that. So park accordingly so you can utilize the facilities at the campsite. Once you arrive and unhook your hitch, first thing you do is level your unit. Get tire chucks, you can throw them in now. Crank to the right will bring it up, to the left will bring it down. Once it's level, next thing you're going to do is stabilize it. Got rear stabilizing jacks on this one. Alright, 3/4 inch hand crank will bring these down. Run these down just until they're taut. Remember, our unit's already level. We just want to stabilize it. When you bring these down, I'm going to recommend stabilizing jack pads. Jack pads will protect the feet of your stabilizing jacks from dirt and debris. Run them down just until they're taut. Once you get your unit level and stable, we'll hook up our power and water. Alright, these power cords got a little pistol grip here. Put that in at about 11 o'clock. Turn it to noon. Put on your black washer and you're all set. Now, should you need to plug into a 110, in your convenience pack will be a 30 to 15 amp reducer to go on the other end of that. With your power hooked up, now we can hook up your water. At campsites, you'll hook up to city water connection. First and foremost, grab a water pressure regulator. This one will reduce water pressure to 40 to 50 psi. Protecting lines in your unit, always use these because you don't know the water pressure of different campsites. Hook that up, hook up your hose. One more step before turning it on. Make sure your pressure release here is down, otherwise water is just going to come pouring out of there. Once that's down, go ahead and turn that hose on. After the hose has been on for a few minutes, go inside. Open up your water lines, your sinks, your showers. Get a nice steady flow of water going through them. Get all the air out of the lines. Shut them off and you're all set to camp. Now let's say we're going to go dry camping. In that case, we'll fill up our freshwater tank up toward the front. No need for a water pressure regulator here. You can gravity fill this with a hose. Two ways to tell it's full. One, there's an overflow valve right here. Or two on the inside where you check the levels of your black and gray tanks. There's also a freshwater button. Keep an eye on it when you're filling it up. Don't leave it unattended. Once it's full, put this cap back on there, and then whenever you want to utilize that water, you'll turn on your water pump indoors. Don't turn on your water pump and hook to city water. That's already pressurized. All right, we're all set to camp for power and water. I'm going to walk you around the rest of the outside of the unit. Over here, we've got a low point drain, which is below your freshwater. That's going to be your freshwater drain. You've got a vent for the back of your AC and your hood range indoors. Flue for your furnace, a few things on that. One, make sure it's never blocked. Two, if you are running your furnace, steer clear. They do get hot. And we also sell bug guards for those. Really good investment. Mud wasp kind of like to go up in there. There's your power. Again, your hot water heater. You turn it, it's already on out here. Once it's full of water, you'll turn it on indoors. I'll show you where that is and just set your desired temperature. City water connection. Black and gray tanks, we'll talk about those when we're leaving the campsite. Here's where you plug in your cable at. Got a cover for your spare tire. Recommend leaving that on there. It's going to keep that from dry rotting in the sun. You're prepped for a backup camera and for a Lippert ladder. Get a ladder for that or your own ladder and go up there several times a year. Fully walkable roof. Manufacturers recommend every 90 days check your seals up there. But get up there several times a year, at least at the beginning and the end, and caulk as needed with recommended RV roofing caulk. Your low point drains, set a couple of 110s out here. Your big pass-through storage with your hitch work. Propane does have a regulator here. Lefty loosey to open. Check your battery post every now and then, make sure nothing's wiggled loose over time. It covers everything out here. Let's take a look on the inside. That will hold your entry door open. Biggest thing on these steps, bringing them up or down, is to have that door all the way open. Otherwise this will catch on it. New adjustable feet. Simply just pull on this handle here and that releases it here. Coming up beside the unit, first thing I have to point out is your fire extinguisher. Make sure that you and everyone that's camping with you knows the fire extinguisher is by the entry doorway in case of an emergency. To my left up top, you can be my awning control. We'll check these in a moment. Let's go ahead and run that awning out. On your awning, you only want to run that out until you can see the bar underneath it and the flap falls down. You can stop it short at any time. But if you go past that and hold that extend out, that bar will keep rolling. It'll flip up onto itself and start to roll itself up backwards. So you keep an eye on it when you're running it out. Only run it out as far as you need to. They're great for shade. Light rain is okay. Continue, you see that it starts to roll up onto itself. So only run it out to there if you needed to. I bring them in any rains. Rain usually means wind. High wind is the enemy of awnings. So keep an eye on that. And here's our exterior and interior lights. Here's where you check the levels of your black, gray, and fresh water. Down below that, your awning as well. That's the one you'll watch when you're filling that up. And here's where you'll turn on your water pump to get to that fresh water. Let me run that in the rest of the way. Continuing in the unit, down here is your 12-volt carbon monoxide propane detector. The reason I mention this 12-volt, if you do dry camp in this, if you're going to be gone for the entire day, you might want to disconnect one of your battery posts to keep this and run your battery down while you're gone. Continuing in here, we've got our smoke alarm. You're prepped for a television here. This green light right here, that is your antenna. So when you hook this cable up to the back of your television, make sure that light is on. There's your backer. Brings us to a furnace here. Crank that up. And here the return right here. I'm going to shut that off. The fan on the furnace does take about 2 or 3 minutes to cycle through once you shut it off, so don't be afraid that it didn't shut off. Over here we've got our sound system, AM, FM, Bluetooth, dual speakers indoors and out. So we pick up a channel here.
It all came back, so I brought it in today.
One is indoors, 2 is outdoors.
Permanently? Ernie.
Touch to mute, hold it in to shut it off. Your table, carefully lift up off this metal lip back here. Fold your leg down. Put your top on these rubber stops here. Flat cushions on top, whole another sleeping quarters. Into our bathroom, just want to mention on plumbing. If you travel a lot in this and bounce this up and down the road a lot, keep an eye on your plumbing, make sure nothing's wiggled loose over time. Here and in your kitchen. Your Suburban hot water heater, I'll send you a separate video from them. Real simple system. When this is plugged in, this will come on here. You just set it to your desired temperature. One touch lighting here. Shut off from here. You have a hand crank open vent here. Another one touch light. Access to your plumbing through here. Speaking of access, these square hole screws, this is going to be access to the back of your hot water heater to bypass for winterizing. Fridge controls are inside, same as the freezer. Self-explanatory microwave. Show you that working. Oh no, we're not plugged in, so that won't work. Light and fan above your cooktop. That is a stick lighter. Just turn that up to high and then use a stick lighter to light those. Again, plumbing to keep an eye on. AC unit turns on over here. That'll have to be plugged in as well. 110 with GFCI reset. No storage underneath here. Held on hydraulics, that really helps. You're prepped for solar here. Keep that on there. That shows the text where your prep for your solar panels are behind there. Emergency exit window. Lift this and push it out. Grab your screen and yank it out. That about covers everything on the inside. It's act like we're leaving the campsite and close the unit up. I like to start by making sure all of my lights are off. Put everything away. Make sure you go through and read all your manuals. See any individual lights on, walk through and shut them off. And exit the unit. Again, on the steps, make sure your door is all the way open. See how close that comes? Lock that in there. That keeps that from banging against your screen. Before you leave the dump station, I say that because you're going to go inside and check your levels when you're dumping. But before you leave the dump station, lock, deadbolt, lift and turn that handle for travel. If we're out dry camping, we're going to bring up our stabilizing jacks, come over to our freshwater, dump that freshwater low point, and head on home or the nearest dump station, whatever you're in need of. If we're at a campsite, we'll unhook our power, our water, our cable, bring up our stabilizing jacks, and hook up our hitch and head on up to the dump station. At the dump station, park accordingly. You got a 10-foot hose, comes your convenience pack, and your dump is all the way at the rear of the unit on your driver's side. We're going to hook that up, and we're going to pull our black handle. That's going to be your sewage. And that sounds like it's no longer draining. Go inside, check the level of your black. If it shows empty, come back out here, close that black, and pull your gray. Usually when our grays are draining, we'll go ahead and dump our low point drains. That's going to be cleaner water. It's your sinks and your showers. That'll clean your sewage hose out for you. When it's done, close that gray. Take that sewage hose and conveniently and sanitarily store it in your bumper and head on home. Again, we thank you so much for your purchase. Hope you enjoy this Jayflight for many years to come. Happy camping.